That's fine. So we're gonna go 1, 2. Yo, what's good? After a little bit away, we are finally back with the #1 content producers in the Poconos, or soon to be, and maybe even the world, man. Who knows, man? We're on a freaking hot streak right now, but we are back. We are Brosgiving, and
we're trying to start a hot streak.
We're trying to start a hot streak. Yeah. This is the Dad's Office podcast by Brosgiving. This is Brent Pachaka, Bobby Fox, Richard McMaster, and CJ Pachaka. And we have a very, very special guest. We have third-round draft pick by the Miami Marlins in 2020, former ace pitcher at Coastal Carolina. And were you all state in high school?
Nah,
man, you got robbed.
It's all politics.
It's all politics, baby.
I stayed down until I came up, you know?
You stayed down below.
Yeah, of
Came
course.
from the
True. Shout out to Roddy Rich.
Ready?
You know the vibes. Hey, thanks for having me on, though, fellas.
Yeah,
appreciate
no problem,
y'all, man.
dude.
Always.
Yeah.
Y'all know y'all the gang, so let's get it.
Word up, dude. By the way, we're your official entourage. I know. Has that been claimed yet?
I mean, I don't know about an entourage. All I know is that, you guys are my bros.
Word.
So when the bros call, gotta pull up,
Gotcha.
you know?
The bros give.
So,
Of course.
when you eventually make your own YouTube channel, are we going to be the dudes in the background that are, going to your lifts with you and stuff and, clearing people out of restaurants?
I mean, yeah, whatever you guys want to do.
Or you
as
can
long
do-
as you getting, big in the weight room with me, bro.
Word, dog. Yeah, man.
sure,
We'll be right there with you. So you were gone for a long time, right? How long were you gone for? 9 months?
Man, yeah. Well, I came back here in December to see my mom and my sisters and whatnot for Christmas and stuff. And then I was gone from January to last week. Just got done playing 120 games. It was a long time. It was a long season. It was a hot season. Really hot down there in Florida. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yeah, we've been there. Richie was just there.
Just got back.
You've been there once or twice,
Yeah,
right?
Richie, how was your Florida trip?
It was good. It went by fast for the most part. Half work, half vacation. Spent some time in Disney, but the flight down was pretty bad.
Bruh, it's because you can't trust these airlines nowadays, man. I'm telling you. What did you fly?
Man, I can't remember the airline down. I think we ended up flying Frontier.
Frontier.
Then we resorted to that.
It's like you're flying in the Frontier on the way down.
Allegiant. Allegiant was the. we started with Allegiant. We ended up with Frontier. So
I mean, that's not that bad.
Yeah,
Allegiant
7
can get the
a.m.
job done.
Then we went to 9, and then we went to 1.
Yeah.
Missed the flight at 1 by 1 minute, even though the plane was there, hooked up and everything.
Unbelievable.
So then we Ubered to Philly instead. Flight was at 6:30. We grabbed some food. We're finally relaxed. All right, we're going to be there, maybe 9 o'clock we land. We get a text in the middle of our dinner. Oh, your flight was delayed to 8:30. It's come on, man. So we finally get boarded.
Travel.
Yeah. And by the time we got to the hotel, you're looking at 2 o'clock.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, man. It's the connecting flights too, man. When I flew from Myrtle Beach to Allentown, but I had to fly to Washington, D.C., and then my layover was 2.5 hours. So I'm just sitting there in the Washington, D.C. airport, just twiddling my thumbs, because it's okay, if I would have just taken Allegiant, I would have just had a $100 flight right straight into Allentown. So, shout out to the airlines and everything that, they're doing their jobs and stuff.
Yo,
but
right now they're listening to our podcast and they're crossing you off their sponsorship list.
Yeah, well,
they're oh, dude, they're cross Zach off the sponsorship list. Yeah,
Yeah.
he ain't.
Well, they need some work, buddy. They need some work.
They put you on the face of an airline and the next one just drops out of the sky.
Yeah.
And they blame you.
Let's,
you're the cover boy.
Let's not put that bad energy into the world,
Yeah, word up,
Yeah,
dog.
okay,
My
true,
fault. My fault.
Come on, CJ, get a grip.
Dude, I'm sorry. All right, you guys want to talk? You guys can talk, man. I'll be the camera
My only
guy.
problem with airlines is okay, so we fly Spirit because the Pachakas have so much money. But,
Why would you say that?
Sorry, I don't want to brag.
No,
But anyway,
I don't want to brag.
Spirit just takes it too far with the jokes. The pilots, we'll start the day oh yeah, we're going through some bad weather. The aircraft might have some trouble today. And I'm I'm just kidding, ha ha. And everyone on the plane is
Right. Yeah, exactly.
staring at each other.
Yeah.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Why? Why are you saying that? I'm trusting this pilot with my life anyway. Why are you making this joke to make me feel uncomfortable when I'm already uncomfortable?
Mm-hmm.
I'm already, let's be honest. Have y'all ever had a fear to fly before? Before you flew?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Dude,
But-
we on our way down to Mississippi State, we took like a private jet, right? All the coaches' families came and everything, and we all had like our own seats and everything was cool. But we had a bunch of freshmen on the team who had never flown before. So at the very end, dude, we hit some wicked turbulence, dude, and we're looking over, and the kids are just like, dude, it was freaking crazy, man. And I'm just sitting over there laughing because I have the utmost confidence in my pilots when I'm flying, dude. I feel like when you get turbulence, you just gotta laugh through it, man. Because if it goes down, man, there ain't nothing you
I'm not
can do.
laughing.
I mean, that's the thing, bro. If you're going down, you're going down.
Yeah. So you might as well go down laughing instead of crying, right?
Right. It's all about perspective.
It's all about perspective.
Yes, gotta have perspective.
you gotta have perspective.
There was another time where a couple of years, I was really young at the time, and we were landing, and I was sleeping and just sound asleep, and everyone starts freaking out. The older people are screaming. Some people are barfing, because I don't know what exactly you call it, but you hit the landing strip and the plane just starts shaking like crazy. So the pilot has to take us back in the air, do a circle around Newark and try to land again. I'm like, Mom, what's going on? Because I'm like really young at the time, and you just see people throwing up, everyone screaming.
What?
I didn't know what was going on. I'm thinking,
What was going on? I don't understand what that was.
I've never heard of a plane having to go back up
Yeah,
in the air.
I've never-
like he couldn't get the landing, so he had to go back in the air, do a circle, and then re-land us. He's like, "No worries, guys, we're gonna try this again."
No worries.
No worries, guys. We're about to bring it back around.
This has
town.
actually never happened before, but we saw a video on in training, so we'll see how it goes.
I ran through this in the flight simulator once, and I have the utmost confidence.
Somebody with 20/20 vision to the cabin now.
Bro, you ever hear, dude, you know all those things that Mom downloaded on our Apple Music, all the Adam Sandler's one? All those Adam Sandler skits, dude? There's this one where he's like, we're on a runaway plane.
No, I've never heard that.
You a big Adam?
He's
No.
like the pilot.
But speaking-
Hey, you kind of sound like him.
I do some great voices, man. You're gonna hear him as the day goes on. But he's like, we need someone to save us. All
All right, thank you, CJ. That was great.
All right, okay.
Appreciate that, bro.
But speaking of like terrible experiences in the air, remember Stone Mountain in Georgia, CJ and Zach?
Oh my god.
So
You were tripping during that.
Dude,
You were
I was
tripping, bro.
Yeah, bro. I was tripping because my
That shit was
grandma
scary.
was tripping.
Yeah.
And that caused me to trip because I was like, Grandma, we're going to be okay. But at the same time, like, with the current setting that we were in at the time,
was scary.
like, I mean, it was kind of
We were
scary.
high
bro.
off the ground, man. It was swinging, dude.
I mean, it was a good time, though.
It was.
Hey, we got some good pictures out of it
like-
and stuff, you know.
It
What was
like
that?
us. It was like us or that was during the
was
Perfect
11th
Unicorn
grade.
shit.
Yeah,
bro.
it was with like Chase
Oh,
too.
that was when Coastal won the championship.
Word.
2016. Shout out to the Shants. Shants up,
Dude,
baby.
I think I have that picture on my phone where we're all standing up there like mean mugging.
Oh,
we're all
yeah.
like flexing, but none of us had any muscle at the time.
Dude, how long were we in the air for in that cable car? Because we got struck by lightning, right?
Dude, a while.
That was scary. That
We
shit
were
was
that-
Dude, I don't know, because it was a long wait to get there. Remember how many people were there?
I
to
wasn't.
to see a rock.
Dude, remember the cable guy? They were like, "Oh yeah, like, this happens all the time, right?" And he was like, "Oh, to be honest, like, this never happens." Like, he was
Yeah.
like, "Dude, when he said that,
I do
I was like,
remember
oh
that.
shit."
Yeah.
Well, dude, speaking of that, dude, I had to go get blood work this morning. And, dude, they had to take, like, 20 vials out, right? And the last time I had went to this particular place, like, they didn't do a very good job. But I went back there this time. I was like, all right, like, they're not going to do a bad job twice. And I was, like, telling the lady about all this. And she seemed kind of nervous when she was trying to, like, fill my script because it was really complicated, right? And I'm like, yeah, well, last time I came here, like, they, you know, messed something up. And they took way too much blood. And she looks at me and she goes, and you came back? And I'm like, she's like, well, she's like, I don't know, man, because this is a lot. She's like, this is going to be pretty tricky. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me?
See, that just goes back. That goes back to what I'm saying about the pilots. Like, I guarantee you, she skipped a couple like quizzes in her past because you're talking about the nurse that was taking your blood, right?
Yeah.
Or are you not talking about that?
Not a nurse, but no, a lab tech.
Oh.
But she
And-
this
and
lady
she
did. This
didn't
lady,
know how to do it.
No, the last
So
time.
she's-
This lady did a good job. I just didn't feel very confident going into it. But
mean,
then we
that's
started chit chatting and it was all good.
Oh, okay.
So I mean,
Well, as long as
the
you're healthy
situation
and
was
you're good,
resolved.
brother.
She was like, the question on the test was like, what happens when a 6'4" Tourette's kid comes in with stomach problems? And
She said that?
No, she didn't say that. I said that's what the question was on the quiz. That,
They weren't kidding
That she
when,
cheated. That she used on her. She was a COVID nurse. She got her degree during all online COVID stuff.
All right, so tell me how this works. I just thought about this. COVID happens. There's no training for new pilots for that year, right? But a wave of pilots is going to retire because they're not going to push back their retirement. Like, they're out. They hit their 65. They can't. Their eyesight's bad or whatever.
See ya.
So we were short on pilots for a year. Or did they just throw in untrained pilots?
Well, considering they said they're going to start hiring pilots based on, not like actual qualifications. Potential pilots, just because, hey, you want to be a pilot and, you're a certain way, they're going to hire you. So it's kind of like, oh, yeah, I feel definitely more confident now. Not only was I unconfident in the pilots, but now you're taking people who actually don't want to be pilots and now they're being pilots.
Hey, man, that's scary.
But what do I know about the airlines?
Yeah, let's move on.
Listen, I apologize to any pilots we're offending out there that we may know. Someone comes into Dad's office and be like, you shouldn't be talking crap on your airlines.
He's like, where are they?
They got pitchforks. in freaking in flames, dude. Right. They're about to burn it down, man. So, Zach, how's it feel to be home, dude?
Hey, man, it's really nice. I like to come back to the Poconos, especially right around this time of the year. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, although it is kind of cold out here today.
It was kind of cold tonight.
Hey, but it's cool, though, because, whenever I come back here, get some bonfires going, it just reminds you of, old times. Because, at the end of the day, this is where I pretty much grew up, so got to come back every once in a while, I just come back, see my mom, my parents.
Yeah.
My dad lives in South Carolina, so just being able to come back and enjoy the Poconos a little bit, it's nice. Yeah, I'm enjoying myself. I rushed to get here.
Yeah, and especially, just because it's that time of year, and dude, it's funny because I saw a meme about it, and it's officially wear a sweater in the morning and regret it in the afternoon weather, because it's still. But this is the first night where the weather actually turned a little bit to the point where it was cold,
dude.
Yeah, we went to our sister's field hockey game, and my dad's like, "You better bundle up, it's a little chilly up there." And I wore literally what I'm wearing now plus a sweatshirt, and I sit up there, and my grandma hands me a blanket because I'm cold, legitimately cold. I'm like, this is a nice fall day, so that's good. So it's finally good to have all that kind of stuff back. Because the night that you came to the bonfire down at ESU, it wasn't too cold. I was hoping it was going to be more cold for that. But we're just going to have start having more of that stuff.
I'm sure, yeah. That's why I go back down south towards the end of the fall, kind of more winter. Because, dude, I don't know if you've ever been in Florida December and January time. I don't know if you guys have.
Was it 70, 60?
Dude, it is unreal. There's no, now I understand fully why people go down there to retire and just live there year round. Or not year round, go down there. Because some people just retire down there and they have two houses and they just go down there for all the cold times, all the cold seasons. And then, because it's so beautiful down there. You can wear literally what you're wearing right now down there through Christmas all the way through January, and it's just perfect. So. Jeez. Yeah, it's the move, man. It's cool.
Well, dude, even when you were playing ball and going to school in Myrtle Beach, we would go down there with Northampton, dude, even in March, dude, but it would be cold. Myrtle Beach gets surprisingly cold, dude, and people don't think that.
Yeah, it's funny too because obviously around here you have all the salt trucks and people are pretty much on top and used to the snow around here because we live in the mountains,
Word.
But down there, if you even get an inch of snow on the ground, even ice or anything, there's no salt trucks down there. They just close down everything.
Dude, they have no idea how to handle it. Even North Carolina, bro, nothing.
What'd you say?
Even the businesses, I understand the schools closing down.
Well, everything closes down. It's crazy. Really? I remember our class would get canceled for a little bit of freezing rain.
Yeah.
And if that was here, shit, you going to class, bro.
Yeah, really.
You know what I'm saying?
Anything
you walk
less
your
than
ass
6
to class.
inches, bro, you are in class.
Yeah, but down there, it's just different. It's they're not used to the snow. They don't have the salt trucks, and people do not play with that down there. So
yeah, you guys remember that meme? It's Big Bird with the reins and the horses, bro. And it's every other school cancels for freezing rain, and then it was when you get a foot of snow up here, it's we ride at dawn.
Oh my god!
You know what I'm talking about? But dude, we had this one teacher, dude, and because of all the COVID stuff, dude, this is how she talks. She's I love teaching, okay? She sounds like Mr. Mackey from South Park, bro. She's I love teaching, but I don't like this kind of teaching, okay? So, dude, she's 65, and she was a good teacher, but she was ready to retire, man. And she would ride her electric bike to class every day, dude. And down to Campbell, dude, there's nothing. It was tobacco and cotton fields, bro.
Yeah.
And she would just ride her bike, and you would see her riding her bike every day. But she's we get some freezing rain, we get a chance of snow. I'm just gonna call class. I gave y'all what y'all need to do.
Hey, she
y'all
seems
can
cool.
just do it. Nah, she was cool, bro.
She seems like a pretty chill professor.
I got an A, dude. She's just pretty lit.
I'm glad you did, man.
I took her computer apps class, and that actually taught me how to do some of the stuff for this. And I was why do I have to take this class? This is dumb, but now I'm using it, so that's not too bad.
Word.
So you still been playing 2K or what?
Dude,
You been
I'm
getting
all
busy?
over 2K.
2K.
I get busy on that game. You know what's funny, bro? This is gonna sound kind of bad, but like whenever I lose in a video game, it almost pisses me off as much as like if I don't have like a good outing.
Oh, we
out
know.
there,
Oh,
you know
we
what I'm
know,
saying?
dude. That's why I said it.
But like, I feel like that's with anything, you know, like anything you want to do in life, you should want to freaking win it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, obviously, I could be a sore loser sometimes. I understand that, but at the same time, bro, it's just because I just want to win so bad. I feel like everybody should have that type of mindset. Maybe not to like the extreme, but
No,
I feel
I
like
agree, yeah.
you can have that. You can have that mindset for anything in life, whether that's going to get a job, whether you're playing a sport. I mean, anything. Life is a competition.
Have you ever stepped away from a competition because you just knew if you lose, it would just hurt so bad? Like at a family event or something, you just
See,
Because you're an ultra competitor, dude. You've always
Oh, yeah.
been like
you're
that in
playing
everything you do.
you're playing
dude.
Bago or something.
Dude,
you just
I
don't want to lose to ruin your day, so you just say, "All right."
I'll
I'm
just
not
let it
gonna
ruin
play.
my day.
Really?
Yeah.
Never
Dude,
say no.
Katie's in there like, I hate playing board games with Zach.
Yeah. Well, no, it's serious. I mean, no, I'm always down to do whatever. That's the problem. That's like one of my downfalls that I have. I'm always down to do anything, and I might not be good at it, but I'm still gonna try. And if
Yeah.
you so happen to kick my ass, now I'm mad at you,
And you're gonna play it again.
and we have
and
to keep
again,
playing. You know,
and
but I'm
again.
not actually
But
mad
dude,
at you. But you know what I'm saying.
Literally with everything, dude. I remember we used to play trampoline basketball in my driveway. It'd be like
I was gonna say that.
it'd be three, dude. It'd be me versus you versus Jake, dude, and it was unbelievable, dude. Because this was
That's
like
just
peak,
muscle,
like
bro.
me when I was sick, dude. So I was like 150 pounds soaking wet, and I was just getting bullied.
Oh,
You
dude. Hey, we couldn't do that to you now, though, bro. You kind of big now.
Oh, appreciate it, dude.
bro.
Thank you,
Yeah,
dude.
dude. But the thing is, even Bobby knows. Like Bobby, we played football together briefly.
Yeah.
But we played football for not that long together because I did end up stopping.
Yeah,
but like we
just 1
played.
year.
You know what it's like. You know how we come. Like we want to
Yeah.
win, bro.
No, I could definitely say from experience knowing you, like, I could see something that you don't do good, like you like almost instantly get better at it because you're like determined to do that.
Yeah.
And you don't want to just win. Like I feel like you want to embarrass the people you're
Dude.
going against. So
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
Bro.
Because in life, you can't get away from the embarrassment ever. I've been embarrassed so bad before on a baseball field. And that's supposed to be like where I perform the best, you know? But
Yeah.
like it's all about being humbled sometimes. Like everybody gets humbled. It does not matter who you are. And I think bringing that into life and, you know, as we're getting older and stuff, it kind of just helps you have a better mindset about life in general because you know you're going to take losses in everything you do. But it's really about how you come back from those losses. That's
Yeah.
really what defines
Yeah.
you. I know it's cliche and everyone says that, but that's really a fact, you know?
I would say you can let it bother you, but you just can't let it break you. Like you just got to learn from it.
But I mean, you
Exactly.
You definitely went through that, especially your sophomore year, man. Because you showed up, you were the man, right? You were in routine and everything, and like the year just didn't get started off like you wanted to. And I remember we were texting, you're like, "Nah, man, I'm right on the struggle bus right now. Like,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
like stuff's getting kind of tough." So go into that a little bit more. We'll get like a little bit more on a serious note about how you bounce back from that, because people don't necessarily get it, especially being, you know, away from like here. I mean, you still had your family down there, but people don't really get like you're at the field all day, even at the college level. You don't get to see your family. You don't really get to do any of that, and you're traveling all over the place. And they definitely probably take care of you better than when you're in the minor leagues, and you can talk about that a little bit too. But it's just like people don't get how tough it is and how you're trying to bounce back when you got a bunch of dudes around you that are competing, trying to take it from you.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know better than anybody now. You went to Campbell, so you know the kind of the transition between the Division II level and Division I level. Not saying any level is better than any
Yeah,
other level,
yeah.
but in terms of the Division I level, there's a lot that requires out of you. There's a lot of requirements, you know, a lot of pressure that comes with it because everybody on the team, everybody at Coastal wants to be drafted, you know, like anybody that goes to play college baseball, they all want to play pro ball. You know, you talk to a bunch of little kids nowadays and a lot of little kids that play baseball, they all want to play pro ball, you know, it's everybody's dream. You're currently living something that you used to pray for. You know what I'm saying? I used to pray to God that I could get a chance to go to college, get drafted, and hopefully go make the big leagues one day. That's still happening, but at the same time, I'm living the prayer that I just had a couple years ago. So it's all about just taking it slow. It's all about the pressure and stuff. It's a lot of pressure. I mean, Hey, man, pressure makes diamonds,
I
bro.
mean, especially for you, like, so you're in Coastal Carolina, right? Myrtle Beach. Like, you guys are the team. Like, what's it like not having a pro team around and, like, your college team is a focus? So you come in as an 18-year-old kid, all this pressure on you. Like, how do you feel like you guys handle that?
Because I mean, football down there is kind of big, but baseball I think was
getting big.
Coastal's
They're
thing,
ranked
bro.
now.
Yeah, the football team is
They're getting
becoming
it.
real. I just, yeah. Well, when we first got there, you know, coming from Coastal won in 2016, like the national championship. That's the biggest, for people who don't know, that's the biggest trophy that you can get, the greatest honor you can get as a baseball team in college baseball in the country. And yeah, I mean, it was tough being down there. But you know, there are the Pelicans. The Pelicans are down. Do you know who the Pelicans are?
Yeah,
Myrtle
the
Beach
low
Pelicans.
Single A for what?
So
the
that's-
Cubs, right?
Yeah,
Low A for the Cubs.
Yeah, so that's the low A team for the Cubs, but they're, I would say, like 20 to 25 minutes away. But going back to what I was saying about Coastal and the baseball team, that was like the number one focus for a lot of the sports teams there, is because that was the most success that we had. So yeah, you kind of almost did feel a pressure carrying like the school's reputation almost on your shoulders, because you know you want to represent the school in the correct way, and you want to show everybody that Coastal's here. And I think that Coastal's slowly growing. I mean, I remember sophomore year in high school when I said I was going to go there. I remember people had no idea who it was.
I had no idea either.
That's what I'm saying. And then like 11th grade comes, 12th grade comes, and then leading up to now, and it's almost like you hear a bunch of people wanting to go to Coastal, go to Myrtle Beach. It's really awesome because the campus is growing. We were at like 10,000 students, and now we're like, I want to say we're pushing 20.
Yeah, that
20,000.
campus is beautiful. Like,
Beautiful
that's really
campus. Yeah, it's kind of like a dream. It was kind of a dream to go there, man. It was really nice. I enjoyed my time in there, and what I love about that place so much is that they welcome you back so well. You know, whenever I go back there, it's all love. They always let me use the facilities. You know, I could use use the weight rooms, use whatever. So it was honestly a blessing going there. And without the pressure, I feel like I wouldn't be where I am right now. And I always just feed off that pressure, kind of. So, yeah.
So like when you would even say when you guys would go out to the bars, man, like you guys were the celebrities, right? Pretty much, or
I mean, celebrity is kind of that's kind of the wrong word, because it's really not like that. But in a sense, it kind of is. I mean, but no. If I'm being completely honest, I'm not gonna lie.
It
It was cool. You get attention. Don't get me wrong. Like more people definitely know you. You definitely get into the bars a little easier. You know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely like it definitely makes it more fun because more people want to know you than being like someone that doesn't necessarily play a sport or anything. Then it's a little harder, you know, to do certain things. But I mean. Yeah, being the best team on campus for a while now, I mean, it was cool. You definitely get more attention than you necessarily want, but, you know, it just comes with it, you know?
How often would you wear, like, the team equipment? Would you ever shy away from, like, did you ever not wear a Coastal shirt you don't want to be seen or something?
Dude, I don't even wear Coastal stuff anymore. It's funny. When you're a freshman and at Coastal or a freshman anywhere, you always want to wear your gear out because like you're the new guy on campus. You want to wear your stuff that you get. You don't have a lot of clothes. You're coming from high school, it's whatever. And then I remember I used to watch the older guys, like the seniors, and outside of like campus, they would never have any type of like gear on ever.
Yeah, that's kind of a no.
Yeah,
that's kind of like a rule. It's an unwritten rule.
Exactly. It's kind of like a just don't do that. No one like extra needs to know.
Especially if you're doing like hood rat stuff.
You don't be jumping on top of a car with like a camel jersey on.
Yeah, exactly. So
like, Coach Harem, I got one. Guys.
I would say I shied away from it. I shied away from wearing the like the Coastal stuff
that
around.
guy with a varsity jacket walking around.
I was, man. I really was. But you know, you grow up. You got to learn things to grow up. You know.
Well, dude, I remember, I came home my very first fall from Campbell's. This is my junior year, and Zach saw me. I had my Campbell sweatshirt on. He's like, "Man, bro, why you be wearing your shit like that, bro? Like, why are you wearing your Campbell stuff?" I'm like, dude,
you wore that every day.
I'm like, I actually wore it here, so I can't even. But it's just funny, dude. I had just gotten there, and he's like, he had never seen me in that stuff, and he was like, "Man, why you wearing that stuff, man?"
No, yeah, but hey, I was really just proud, bro.
Oh, you were.
You know what I'm saying,
dude? I love you.
I was just jealous, bro. I love you too, man.
I love it too.
It's all love here, Brosgiving. If you guys can't tell.
Brosgiving, it's all about the love, baby.
Speaking of Brosgiving, we are gonna get. I mean, we're still doing that, right?
Dude,
Yeah.
How does every year, man? Yeah,
We're all gonna be here.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna do my best to get here. Yeah,
Bro,
every
we
year.
are going to do a special podcast edition with as many Bros Giving members as we possibly can, and we're gonna maybe like set the mics up in the house and everything, and we'll do like a whole special edition, dude.
Word.
Like it's gonna be pretty
Yeah,
sweet.
That'll be sick.
I'm with that, man.
And dude, like the whole reason I brought up the whole 2K thing earlier is just because I remember, man, I think we must have played 200 times between all the times you came to my house, bro, and I think I won maybe twice.
You were pretty bad.
And you were just. But if I'm gonna play you 200 times, maybe win at least 25 times, bro. But like 2 or 3, dude.
Bro, but we were just running up the score too, bro. We weren't showing no mercy.
Yeah,
on you
dude,
either,
it was
bro.
bad, man. Dude, I remember. You remember when? All right, so you remember when I shattered my leg, bro?
Oh,
Junior
yeah.
year, dude. You came over, right? And we're sitting there, bro. We're sitting on the couch in my old game room, and we just start playing, right? And I don't, dude. One of your girls from high school called you, bro, and you were having like girl troubles, man. And literally, dude, I had a busted up leg, and I couldn't move there, and I was stuck on the couch. And you talked to this girl for like an hour and a half, bro, as we're trying to play 2K. And I remember you turned it back on, and I actually beat you that time, but you weren't invested. That was like the only time I ever beat you.
Oh,
dude.
really?
And
Well,
you
yeah,
were just
well,
fully distracted.
I like women more than I like 2K.
2K, okay,
Yeah.
okay. But I mean, you like 2K a lot, so you must really,
2K
like
is a
the
good time.
ladies.
Yeah.
So,
you know.
also, as a segue from what we were just talking about, and you're talking about the attention that you got at Coastal. So, what's the difference now that you've been drafted, right? And it's been a year or over a year now since you went through that whole process of getting drafted. What's the attention been like towards you at home, at school, when you're actually down there playing? Like people hitting you up, people showing the love. Like, what's it like?
I mean, like I said, I'm only in AA right now, so I would imagine it just gets worse as it goes. It just gets crazier. But I would say my DMs look a little different nowadays. I would say, I don't know. I mean, I don't go too much into that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm really busy like a lot of the time. Like even in the off season, like even though I get these next couple weeks off, I still got to get right back to work in a couple weeks. But I mean, yeah, the attention's cool when I come back. I like to just talk to a lot of the coaches that used to have. I went to go see Mr. Baylog today with his little baseball U Poconos team. So I went out and like the kids like to hear from me sometimes. So I'll come in and talk to them. I'm sure Matt Dell, he'll contact me eventually. But yeah, just coming back and being able to like talk to some of the younger kids is cool. I enjoy doing that because I wish we had somebody growing up that come back and talk to us. I mean, sometimes Rob maybe, but
I was about to say Rob. Yeah,
Rob will come back. But someone to come back and actually like sit down with you and be able to like talk to you about experiences they have and kind of just give them wisdom about people didn't always just come and just drop facts to us when they came back. So
yeah.
it's really just that type of attention. I enjoy it. It's cool.
What about your thoughts on social media? Like, if you ever made it to the pros, could you see yourself not having it? I know some guys, like the fans are trash talking them, like,
yeah,
and they just delete their profile, like, go ghost.
Honestly, dude, I think social media is like.
Have you ever gotten bashed on social media for performing bad?
Oh yeah. That's honestly why I got off like Twitter almost, kind of like
Twitter's toxic.
I don't really go on Twitter as much because, well, first of all, my family's on Twitter, so I always got to see that. But like honestly, I just remember, especially the one time I saw like this one media outlet for the Marlins like just completely bashing me. You know what I'm saying?
Just trying to get a story.
Yeah, like just bashing me kind of because like I didn't perform well the one time, and then but a couple times before that they were just talking about how good I was, but I was riding the high. You know what I'm saying? I was riding like why everybody was talking good about me, and I didn't realize that people can also talk bad about you.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna cut all that out in general because it's toxic, and I don't need any of that because no one knows what I'm going through except for me on the field.
Yeah, you don't need the validation from anybody.
No one needs to tell me what I'm doing wrong or right, especially if they don't play,
Yeah.
But that's just me on it.
Did you ever have a fan like at the game actually like you just came out of your start, walking the dugout, and like they gave you shit? Or
Well, there's got to be
anything
They just
crazy?
ripping you.
Honestly, man, not too bad. Not yet, at least. I haven't really had any. I mean, don't get me wrong. You'll have fans like come up to you and like you'll have fans come up to you and try and talk to you while you're warming up, like 5 minutes before the game. That's a little annoying, but at the end of the day, bro, like their fans or little kids are excited to like be at a baseball game and stuff. So you kind of give them the benefit of the doubt.
What's the turnout in those AA games? How many fans are you guys drawing?
So out in Pensacola, they were telling me like 5,000 to 8,000 pretty much every night, especially in the summer.
Yeah.
I mean, they were packed out. I remember when I first got to Pensacola, there were so many people there. Like I couldn't believe it. I remember when my first game, I wasn't focused on the game. I was more focused on how many people were around me watching me. And I think that played part of the reason why I didn't do that well my first game, because I was so worried about everything else around me instead of like the job that I had to do.
Was that the biggest crowd you played in front of, even over Coastal?
Yeah, I honestly never played in front of like I haven't played in like in front of a massive crowd yet. Really just Pensacola. I mean, I think we get like 7,000 there, 8,000 maybe.
Well, you sold out Coastal though.
Yeah, but that was like maybe 5,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's a very nice stadium, but it's like
No
it's a
outfield.
boombox.
Yeah, no outfield seating or anything like that.
There's the boardwalk back there, but yeah, I have yet to play in front of like 10,000 plus people, which I'm excited for, because the key to that and what I found is you got to just pretend like no one's there. You got to just it's hard, but you have to just do it, you know.
Did you get into pregame ritual after you struggled that first game? The second game, did you just? Are you like in a ritual of the same thing? Do you eat the same meal? Like some guys are superstitious in that way.
Right. So really the biggest thing I learned this past year was just a routine. Like routine is the biggest thing in life. Make your bed in the morning, have a morning routine. That's kind of like the biggest thing I started to learn, because I remember earlier in the year I would have a start at like 6:30 and I would wake up like 1 o'clock, like just eating my first meal of the day now, like at like 1:30, 2 o'clock. Yeah. I got to start in like 3 hours, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And then like sometimes I do bad, sometimes I do good. But then I found out the more I got into a routine, I started working like with this mental coach kind of thing just to get...
At Coastal or in pros?
In pro ball.
Okay.
Yeah, I started working with the mental coach. I just got by with pure stuff at Coastal. I didn't know how to pitch really. Mm-hmm. I'm still learning how to pitch. Like once I got to AA, everything became like even. You're not just going to, beat guys with your stuff as much unless you throw 100, and I don't throw 100.
What are you up to now? Like 97?
Yeah, like 97, 98. I'm trying to get up there, man.
It's just a
98,
smooth.
Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy, bro. I'll throw like 92 to 95, 92 to 96 miles per hour, and like, bro, that's nothing. That's like really not. That's like not really elite level velocity as what. Dude, think how many people throw 100 now.
It's crazy.
Everyone throws 100 now. Like it's insane. Like the 95 now is really in pro ball is like the 90. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. I can't believe it. So I'm really just trying to like stay on top of that, make sure I'm in like really good shape for next year. So
I've seen the highlights though. The breaking ball.
Oh yeah, man.
The breaking ball is special, man.
Speaking of that, you know what's crazy? My whole life I never gave up a home run on a breaking ball. My first game or like one of my first two games. I don't know. One of my first 2 games in AA. Home run, whack on a breaking ball.
Did you leave it over the plate, or did you dig it
was
out?
like no. It was like a down, and like I tried to back foot the lefty. I tried to get on his back foot, and it kind of stayed up a little bit, and he whacked it out. And it was the first time I ever was like, "Oh, all right."
You
was like
shy away from the breaking ball.
Oh, it's like
that's like your go-to.
I never shot away from it, because even though it was getting hit, it doesn't matter. Even if your stuff's getting hit out there, those guys get paid too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like those guys are pro baseball players at the end of the day too. So it's not necessarily about whether your stuff is not good that day. It's just about your execution and what you're doing to get that guy out. It's a cat and mouse game. It's really incredible, actually. It's so simple, yet like really hard.
Have you met any like superstars out there yet? Like, have you ran into them or not? Not really.
I've really just met like the whole Miami Marlins like big league squad.
Yeah.
I mean, Jazz is pretty cool. I saw Carlos Correa and Jose Altuve and Alex Bregman at the Houston when we were at big league camp.
Yeah.
When we saw them.
Oh, you got a chance to talk to them? Or you just
No, I just literally walked right past them though. So like I was.
You big league them. They were like, "Yo, was that Zach McCambley right there?" Yo, man, I heard his RPMs are off the charts.
She's like, I actually have a trash can over here for you guys. I'm gonna bang it a couple of times.
Let's not get off.
Shots fired.
We're big Yankees fans, so I'm super anti-Houston.
Big Yankees guy over here.
Big Yankee. One Yankee fan in this room.
Oh, there's a couple. One plays for a professional team, so I can't name them. But there's a couple Yankee fans in here.
Yeah. You know.
I forgot.
But yeah.
What happened?
Where are we right now? Where are we
What?
right now? We good on time, bro?
Yeah, we're good on time. Man, let's keep it rocking, dude. Let's keep it
real?
rocking.
Okay, this is good, yeah.
Ain't no forced time, dude. So, let's all practice our awkward pause stare for a second.
Awkward pauses.
While Brent looks it up.
Well, I got a question.
Oh, let it rip, dude.
Yeah,
Let it
right,
rip.
man.
So, you get your first paycheck. You got a nice signing bonus. I don't know if you got it all at once, but the first real
talking
paycheck
about
where it's
money.
a significant sum. How did you spend that? Or what was your first big purchase?
Man, well, what was like the easy purchase was like the car because I needed a new car.
Outside of the car,
Man,
did you treat yourself to anything?
honestly, not really. I'm more interested in like helping my family out with stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like Caitlin in there in that other room, she needs a car for when she is about to start driving here in November. So
4-wheel drive.
yeah, of course. But yeah, honestly, bro, I'm more into that kind of stuff than like
Flaunting your money.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got money going out there in the market or whatever. You know how that is. I bought my car. I needed to do that. But all my, like, the rest of the money that I got really just goes to, like, helping out the family. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty much what it was for anyway. Like, it sounds bad. I mean, that's really the reason. Like, that's like the biggest reason I even play still is number one, I love the game. And number two, it gives me a chance to provide for my family like no one else, like not a lot of people can. You know what I'm saying? So that's really like the biggest thing for me is just to make sure my family's straight. And then honestly, bro, if I ever get to a point where like real money is involved or like
Talking
millions. Like that, shit, I'm finna buy a boat or something, like a nice
Yacht
boat.
club.
I don't know, something like that. Clothes,
I was
shoes.
gonna say your shoe game's already kind of fire. So
Yeah, dude.
Did you cash out on any?
I mean, I cash out on shoes now, and now that it's different.
What about the necklace? You were talking about that last
yeah,
time you were home.
I know.
You were gonna buy a nice chain. And
Yeah, I'm taking it slow at this point right now. Like I said, I got other responsibilities to take care of first, but for now, just gonna ride out for what I got. Definitely gonna get that chain though. Like that's a fact. I'm gonna have that before this season starts. Oh, and I spend all my bread on tattoos. Like that's where I spend my money. If you want to think of a big purchase, that's pretty much
there you
it,
go.
bro.
That's your treat for yourself.
Yeah, bro.
So what? You already
Tattoos,
got the one sleeve. What are you trying to get now?
Dude, I'm trying to get my legs sleeved up, and then my chest and my back, bro.
What's the theme of your leg gonna be?
I don't know
Have you
yet.
Thought it out yet?
Nah, but like the thing, I'm different with tattoos. I don't know how people feel out there about tattoos, but for me, a tattoo doesn't necessarily always have to have like, and this is just me. A tattoo for me doesn't always have to have like a full 100% meaning. I know a lot of people want tattoos where it means something to them, and I have tattoos that mean something to me, but at the same time, I just like art. I think people who can draw, who can tattoo are dope as hell.
Yeah.
What do y'all think about that?
Yeah, no, I agree. I used to be like super anti-tattoo. Then I got my first one last year, and now I'm like itching to get another one. Like I was the same way.
It's
I was
addicting.
Like, yeah, I was like, I'd like need meeting, like yada yada, and now I'm just like,
Let it
whatever
rip.
spot I'm in life, this is gonna remind me of that time. So like
Exactly.
even if you regret your tattoo, you shouldn't regret it because something made you get it at that time. It represents you and your life at that time. So like,
Unless you're our cousin, dude. Our cousin, when they were like our cousins that live in Myrtle Beach, bro, dude, they came up for a visit, and she went and she got a tattoo, right? But she didn't tell her mom, so she's being super secretive about it. But she's like, Aunt Tanya. Mom's like, what? And she's like, oh, I got a tattoo. My mom's like, oh my gosh, like, let me see. She's like, did you tell your mom?
this is funny.
And she's like, no. And so we're all like, oh my gosh, like, you just got a secret tattoo. Dude, she lifts up, like, the side of her shirt to show it's, like, one of those side tattoos. Dude, it looked like you gave a chicken a marker, bro, and they just scratched all over the
We're
side,
not like
dude.
slandering it, but like, yeah.
No,
No
dude, it's bad,
way.
dude. And I'll let her know, because I told her, dude,
Hey, but at the same time, does she like it?
I don't know if she liked it, dude. She was
That's
faking
all
it, bro.
that matters.
Dude, she said it was a rose.
That's all that matters
She said,
when
dude,
getting a tattoo,
She
bro.
said it was a rose. So she drew this rose, like almost like a wire piece rose, like super simplistic.
Yeah.
But she left it at the side of her shirt. I'm like, dude, what am I looking at? Like-
That's the other thing. Like,
It's like, damn.
that's the other thing, bro. Like, anything that you decide to get, I hate when people like bash people about. Well, not just now. That's whatever. That's just,
Oh
that's
yeah, just
funny.
now, yeah, like yeah, screw me, right? Yeah.
But like,
Sorry, cousin.
But like, people get tattoos for them, bro. They're not getting tattoos for anybody else. Like I didn't get this light. You know how many times I got made fun of for this lighthouse on my forearm, but I'm just like I don't give a shit.
Well, that's tough. I mean,
It's tough
Sounds
to
like your
you.
sleeve
it
is
has
freaking tough.
again, it has meaning to you, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to some people, but at the same time, some people are like, "Oh, it's so whack." I'm like, "Well, good thing it's not your body."
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once you stop caring about other people's validation, I feel like it's so easy just to live free.
Dude,
happy.
that's what I'm saying. That's what we really should talk about. Just validation and just people in general. The negativity, I freaking hate it, dude.
All right, let it rip then.
I
let
freaking hate it. Just it's
Start
like
back,
the
you
most.
can start all the way
it's-
back in high school, bro.
Dude, it's the most cliche thing. People like to this day, I'm working on it. Like I don't know about you guys, but like at the same, like I do care what people think, but at the same time, it's a lot less than what I used to. I used to
Yeah, I'm the
care.
same way.
Yeah,
'Cause-
I mean,
like-
you still have to care
You still like
Yeah, you don't want
wanna
to get
be-
looked down upon.
Right,
because
right.
you still want to develop a sphere of influence,
But I'm not
especially
gonna
as an
lie.
athlete. You know,
Like in the past, I've gotten in trouble with like valuing other people's opinion way too much. Like I was talking about in the first pod, like be careful how much you value someone's opinion of you, because like if you feed into that, it'll grow and grow and grow, and like you'll ruin your headspace. Like,
especially
you just gotta do you.
especially
Like-
if what you're doing is tough, man. Because what you're doing is out of the ordinary, and especially like making a decision that maybe may not be on as big of a scale. So like when Brent made the decision not to go back to college. Like it's just as big of a decision. It's just treated.
Dude, do you know how many
in two
times
different
my
ways.
senior year of
Oh,
high
yeah.
school, how many grad parties, parents were like, "What are you doing after school?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to Northampton for a year." They were like, "Oh, community college, like that's really good. Like I had an uncle or friend who did that. Like that's really smart." And it's like, if it's really smart to you, then
Why don't your kids do it?
doing it?
Right.
Like, oh no, well my kid's ready to go off to school, like yada yada.
Yeah.
And dude, that,
And
well, no,
that was
we're
the
all ready,
toughest
but-
thing for me. The toughest
Yeah.
thing, dude. Because people are like, "Oh, you don't want to be doing that. Why are you doing that?" And but as I said on that first podcast, and this is what I tell all baseball players, man. And you knew this a little bit better than me because I was committed to a Division III school my whole senior year, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, I just had such a stigma against junior college, both
Yeah.
academically and athletically.
I remember that.
That dude, I remember going there my first day, and I was excited to be, starting the new chapter, but I was also just like, man, what am I doing here? And eventually, I found out like it's the way to go, especially for baseball, and especially if
Yeah.
you watch Last Chance U and stuff. But
Dude, and like there's no traditional route in this life shit, dude. Bro, it does not matter. I have friends all over the country now, dude, that just they're at a different point in their lives, bro. I have people here that are just, they're working, they're figuring out. Life is at your pace, bro. That's what I just don't get. I don't know where this whole stigma came of where like you need to do this. Like people don't really actually give a shit about what you're doing in all reality. You know what I'm saying?
I think like it's a problem that stems from like the school system. So like from like elementary to high school, it's always been like, okay, you're gonna go to school, graduate, you're gonna go to college, you're gonna go to a 4-year, you're gonna get your degree, then it's like desk job, doctor, lawyer, yada yada. But it's never like what's gonna make you happy, what's gonna give you purpose, what's gonna give you value, like how can you help other people. Like they don't teach things like relationships, other people's opinion of you, how to deal with it, like important stuff. Like
It's a Reddit check.
Right.
Dude, yeah. Exactly. Dude, there's so much stuff in this life right now, especially that we're living right now. I know you're just a little younger, but you're still getting there to that point. You're already smart as hell for whatever. But
Appreciate it.
like yeah, that's the thing. Like you don't need to follow anybody. This is your life, bro. It's your life. Like who really, like, people, who really cares, back to what I was saying, who really cares what you're doing? Like, you're not that important. You know what I'm saying? That's what took me so long to realize. You're not that
that's
important.
a huge point, dude.
You're not that important to anybody. You are just somebody to somebody else's life. You're Richie. I'm Zach, Bobby, Brent, and CJ. Bro, who gives a shit about us?
Right.
Besides, like, the people you really want to give a shit about you. Your mom, your dad, your siblings, your family. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that exists in two different ways, right? So we have what we're talking about. And in order for you to really take that next step and to work even harder, you have to recognize that the world doesn't revolve around you. And in a more complex sense, you have to make sure that you're doing everything you can to succeed. Because there's no set path, as we were saying, and there's no set method for you to get there. And with that being said, if there's no set method for you to get there, then how do you know that you're going to have the support? How do you know that you're going to know all the right things to do? And then secondly, especially playing Division I sports, man, and just for all of us playing sports, in order for you to build that sphere of influence around you, in order for you to accomplish something on a much bigger scale, and we always said this at Campbell, man, it was about the brotherhood. It's about something bigger than yourself. Until you learn to be selfless for somebody else, you're never going to be able to achieve your max potential as a person.
Right, but to go on that as well, you talk about brotherhood, you talk about like loyalty and everything, but there's none of that at the Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
there's
dude.
none of that. That's like one of the biggest things
I saw
saw.
you put up a poll on Instagram today.
You saw that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I voted on that too.
Did you? Hey, what'd you say?
I
Yes.
voted no.
You voted no.
I voted no.
I didn't want to vote.
Interesting.
I voted
vote.
yes. I voted yes.
I
Dude.
wanted to vote no. I wanted to vote no.
Okay. What about you, Bobby? Did you see it?
I saw it, but I actually couldn't decide what to vote.
See what I mean? That's why I put it on.
What's your
Yeah.
thought? Wait, let's state the question. I can't remember.
It had always in it, didn't it?
What was the question? The question
Should you
was,
always be looking after yourself
Yeah.
or something along the lines of that?
Yeah.
Yo, repost. Someone go on and repost it on Brosgiving right now. I want to see what
It
our fan
was
base has to say. Just
in-
post the same thing.
In this life, in this life, you have to choose yourself every time. Do you agree? Yes or no? In this life, do you have to choose yourself every single time? And in my opinion, I think you can be a selfless person, and at the same time, like you can still say yes to that. I still think you can.
So it's a combination though, too. So it's no,
I
technically.
mean, there's not a correct answer because
Yeah.
every situation varies. Say that you have a suffering pet, and selfishly you want the pet to continue to live, even if it's just a week or so.
Right.
But the right thing to do would be put it down.
Right.
Because,
And
they're not
dude,
gonna
that's
enjoy
a-
the last
that's a-
few
that's-
days.
that's a great example. It's
That's
a tough
weird
decision.
example,
But it's a
then
tough
you're-
decision.
Yeah, you're faced to
Yeah.
be put in a decision.
Well, I guess when you put it that way, it's that. But what I was meaning it more was, I was meaning it more like in terms of like, I guess like just life, relationships. Because again, a bad relationship can really mess up your mental, man. I've been through it, dude. And it's been my fault, and it's also been like two faults at the same time. But like, man, if your mental's not right and it's from relationships, I mean, you got to choose you, man. Because sometimes I've done it where I don't choose me, and other things have suffered because of that. My career suffered because of that, especially at Coastal.
Yeah.
I mean, my 2019 year there, my sophomore year there, man, I was going through a bunch of stuff just mentally, off the field and everything. And dude, that took a toll on like my performance on the field. You need to have a clear mind, man, and that's why my answer to that was yes, because I need to choose me, especially in certain situations. Now, I'm not always going to choose me, but that's just
Dude, you'll destroy yourself seeking validation from someone else, like in a relationship. Like, it's crazy how much you'll cater to someone and let stuff go over time because you've been with them for a long time. And it's like your body's like, it's like a drug to your body. It's like, dude, you don't even know how to get off of it. It's nuts.
dude. I think man, I was talking to you earlier about that with the whole being in a relationship for like 5 years and
Yeah.
stuff. Dude, I freaking applaud you, man. Like, I really do.
Yeah, that's
Like,
nuts.
and I think, in my opinion, I think I've ruined both my relationship. I've only had 2 girlfriends, and I think I've ruined both
Two
my
more than me.
Yeah, whatever, dude. I and it never worked out, right? But over time in a relationship, y'all agree, you start to see the real person, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You start to see like, okay, as you're around people, or as you're around like the same person over and over again, like how are you able to push through? Like how are you able to like, okay, you see Mariana, you see
Yeah.
your girl, right?
Mariana, we went over
Mariana, sorry. How did you guys push through after you guys saw the real you? Because I know that you guys are past the point of the honeymoon phase.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That wears off.
After a year.
That's the
year and a half.
first year.
Yeah.
So then,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
so my question is, how do you keep going? And like,
I would say you just really get to
Communication?
learn someone, and in the early phases of the first year of the relationship, there's something you want to say, but you don't say. You just push it off because like
yep.
you'd rather not have any confrontation. But now
Exactly.
that we're over that phase, like we don't really cover up anything. If
Right.
something's on my mind, I'm gonna say.
So it's
You learn to
communication, that's what you're saying.
Communication,
I
and then you
think-
also learn to give and take. Like
It's
you got
yeah.
to be like.
But, dude, but then also, man, because of course you've been going through it for 6 years, right? And I ultimately think you guys are going to end up together. But you compare that to the situation that Brent went through and with what Zach went through, because we all know that we're going to have to find a wife someday. We're all going to know we're going to have to find a mother to our children. So at what point do we cut off a relationship with someone to the point where like, all right, maybe they're just not a good communicator, or maybe we just didn't communicate for a little span there, and that's what ruined it, and that's what created such a bad perception of that person. And dude, that's so tricky, because that is ultimately what's going to decide who we end up with. It could be just a bad month, and you could be like, "Nah, man, I'm done." She was crazy, but in reality, she could have been the one for you. But it could have just been a little breakdown in communication, which everyone is going to have in their marriage.
Like you were
Literally every
saying the
person.
other day, like there's never going to be a perfect person for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you just got to pick and choose what you think is acceptable, and like your moral beliefs, like what you can like.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty easy to see after the first year if you're just comfortable being with somebody, or
Right.
if you truly care for them.
well, you got to learn, man.
Yeah.
You got
If you're just comfortable and you're content and you don't have goals together, like
The only-
I feel like you're wasting time. At a
right.
certain
You
point.
need to find somebody that brings you peace. I guess that's like kind of the thing I've been learning. There have been times in my past relationships where I felt like I have no peace, not necessarily unhappiness, but just like that's supposed to be your peace for the day. You know what I'm saying? Like you're supposed to be able to go home to talk to that girl, whoever it is, guy, not judging over here. You know what I'm saying? Guy, girl.
All right, get on with it.
Yeah, whatever. But
You get nervous, see?
yeah, you can.
I'm getting nervous. See, you want to?
You don't eat bread, see?
Wait, you 16? You want it?
Hey, speaking of that,
Wait.
do you eat bread nowadays? Are you still off that bread?
You want to drive? See? No, I don't. I don't eat bread.
Oh.
I eat gluten-free bread, but that rumbles my tummy, so I choose to stay away from that. Yeah, I'm
Interesting.
still about that grind though, dog.
Oh, true.
Yeah, all right. Back to what we were saying. I
Dude,
mean,
yeah. What was I just talking about? I was being for real for a second.
Wait, hold
Dude, I
on,
was
Zach. When did your high school relationship end? What year at Coastal?
Oh man,
Sophomore year, right?
Sophomore
Yeah,
year.
my
So that's
sophomore
when-
year.
That's when all this stuff started then?
Yeah, but like that's where I really started. That's like where I kind of figured out.
And also, I just want to say, like, we all know her. Like, everything's cool. Like, she's cool. Like, there's nothing
100%.
wrong with her or
Yeah.
anything. It's
Nothing
just,
wrong with
we're
that.
just talking
That
about the
girl,
relationship
dude,
stance.
She's so awesome, that girl. But like, it's just you got to go through some stuff when you're a young dude in college. Like, you have to go through stuff to be who you are now, and that's why I figured like, okay, she brought me peace and stuff, but like the other piece of the puzzle wasn't working. Like, it just wasn't working. So then we moved on, and then ended up being with this other girl, and then it just, things happen, and you just keep pushing.
Yeah.
Just is what it is.
There's no reason to like bash your ex. Like, you can end things on good terms, and even if you guys have your differences, like don't go out and like, oh, like she did this, or vice versa, like he was an asshole, like yada yada.
Wait, do you,
like
not to cut you off, but do you guys watch the Full Send podcast with Bob Menry and Nelk, bro?
Yeah,
You
I've
see
seen
the
that.
episode with Shaq?
Yeah.
And Shaq was like, dude, at the very beginning, Bob Menry was like, oh, my ex. And Shaq
Yeah,
said, he's
no.
like, don't do it, bro.
yeah, don't ever, yeah,
He's like, you don't want to do that, man.
Don't
Yeah.
bash an ex,
Never talk about your
Don't,
ex when
yeah.
you're with your girl. That's what he was saying on that.
because even like in my case, like right after I was like how could you do that, like yada yada, and I was like I never did anything wrong, and then like I thought about it like after a couple months, I was like, yeah, like I messed up in some spots. Like you gotta take ownership. Like
You have to, man.
It's all about
And dude, like-
taking responsibility.
And Brent, like, I don't know if, is it good?
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
of course.
I don't know if you want to talk about this at all, but, and not to give her validation or anything, but that breakup kind of messed with you there for a little bit in terms
Yeah,
of
it
what
wasn't
it was.
fun, yeah.
Just a high
See,
school
you guys
relationship.
gotta remember,
man.
like, I'm at home in the fall. I'm at online community college. Like that shit sucks, yo. Like sucks so bad. Like I'm just going to work. So working at the car wash at the time, and like my days are just repeating. I'm like work, school, sleep, nothing, no fun. Like everyone's doing their own thing. Like
Dude.
everyone's kind of getting used to like their new lives. Like and you're just home and you're just like, what am I doing? Like
Dude, I hear you, bro. There were times. You ever feel like you're in like the same stuff happens every day at the same time?
Yep.
Dude, I
Yeah,
feel
you
that.
must have went
dude,
through
it
that.
scares the shit out of me too when it happens. It's like
Dude, it's like it honestly can make you go crazy. That's why I feel like it's important to have other hobbies because shit, 120 days straight of just like the same stuff. Like, okay, you're gonna take a shower at this time. You're gonna eat at this time. You're gonna put your baseball pants on at this time. You're gonna go watch a baseball game at this time. You're gonna play at this time. You're gonna get out. It's the same thing every day. It's honestly frustrating, but it's cool. Man.
What other hobbies do you have to keep you sane in
Golf.
in that routine?
I picked up some
Really?
golf.
Of
I
course
play
you did.
golf. I'm trash, but I play. I like to go out with the bros. I like to drink some beer.
You swing lefty or righty in
I
golf?
swing lefty. I got a
Okay,
terrible
okay.
slice. I play video games. Yeah. And honestly, like, not even really exaggerating, I don't really have time for much else.
Yeah.
So let me say this: when stuff gets monotonous, right? And maybe it's a late night driving back from the ballpark, you're in your car, man, and you are just breaking down. Because there's a lot of people that have gone through the situation that you're going through, if in a different sense, and what you said you were going through. Because with the pandemic and everything, everybody's lives were condensed, and all of a sudden everyone was just staring at a screen all
I
day.
felt trapped. Like,
No interaction, nothing. And I know there are still some people that feel like that, and they're going to feel like that in your sense. So what was one of your tricks to get you out of that?
Music.
I was just gonna say, God bless Rod Wave and McCambley. Yeah,
Oh my God, Rod Wave, bro. Yeah.
That's my guy.
Honestly, dude, music, bro. It's the simplest way. I don't know how much you guys like music, but I freaking love music. And if you really listen to music, how I listen to music, you really listen to what they're saying, and it just gets your mood. I mean, it just helps your mental. I swear, it's therapy.
It's funny that you say that, because up until this past year, when I listened to music, I never thought of the lyrics. And this past year, when I listen to artists like Rod Wave, I'm like, dude, he tells a story every time he sings.
Spitting,
he tells a
bro.
story, yo. That's nuts. And that can help you when you're messed up, dude.
Dude, hell yeah. I mean, shit, music was helping me the most during the breakup. I don't know about you.
Same. Mm-hmm.
Dude, Rod, shout out Rod Wave.
50,000 on my head is
that's it. Yeah.
Shout out to Rod Wave, man.
Yeah,
he's the
he's
homie,
mad.
bro. And Baby. That's my pregame.
You were always Baby, dude. Baby. Always little Baby.
Yeah, who I listen to before I go out on the mound and stuff. Dude, I need to bump that Baby.
Do you have a go-to song, like a hype song?
Dude, believe it or not, I freaking love Meek Mill.
Really?
Right before I'm about to go out.
It's a very Strasburg thing.
you like,
too.
Great for him.
Very
Blue
Strasburg
Notes?
thing.
Blue Notes 2. Blue Notes 2 with Lil Uzi.
Must have listened to Dreams and Nightmares 10,000 times
Yeah,
during
yeah.
that Eagles Super Bowl run.
Yeah.
You went
well,
anywhere, it was just
Yeah.
same song.
Yeah, nah. But Baby, Rod Wave, man. Future, Drake, yeah. You have to, man.
Old Polo G. I didn't love his new album, but
Yeah.
Polo G.
Yeah, all them guys, man. Music is therapy, especially for anything, man. I'm always listening to music.
What about in
man.
South Carolina? Do you start listening to country
Country?
music down there?
Yeah,
I
you're
know
a big
you
Zach
did.
Brown. You're a big
Yeah.
Zach Brown band guy back in the day, right?
It's more my dad.
Okay.
I like Riley Green.
Yep.
Y'all ever heard of Riley Green?
Yep.
Yeah, we're
Riley
big
Green.
guys.
I
Big.
saw him in concert a couple times. The women love him. Who else? Oh, Luke Combs.
Okay.
I like Morgan Wallen.
I saw Morgan
Wallen,
Wallen.
yeah.
I saw him in concert.
You saw Morgan Wallen?
He was
He's good, man.
he was like a lead up band up until we saw Dan and Shay, but he
Nice.
opened it up.
When was this?
Yeah, that's
A
crazy.
couple years ago. It was,
Yeah, so this is before Morgan Wallen was
This was
Morgan
before
Wallen.
he was hot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was man, it's up in Scranton. I can't remember where it was.
Probably what's it?
Was the-
Not Mohegan, right?
Where
Where was Riley Green gonna be?
Wyoming Valley Fairgrounds, I think.
But I can't I always need to have music playing though. I can't always listen to country at all times.
Yeah, but it's a good mix up though.
It is. I'm not gonna lie. When I'm down in South Carolina and I got the windows down and stuff, and it's vibes I
Out by
play,
a body of water.
yeah,
Sun's out.
play some country and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm more of a rap type of dude.
So if you had to pick a few songs for your hype songs, man, what are you going to? Because I know Brent had that as a question on the thing, on the agenda.
Man, some songs, dude. Kind of just put me on the spot with that, really.
I'm sorry, dog. We can skip it if you want.
You know the song "Ambition" by Wale, Rick Ross. They gonna love me for my ambition.
Oh
ambition.
yeah. That's a good
Oh,
one.
dude, that song gets my freaking. What are those things called where you get cold?
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps,
Yeah.
dude.
Do you ever hit
No,
when you're
man.
playing? I was gonna say,
So-
do you have a walk up song to the plate?
No, apparently, you get the option to hit the first year you're on the 40 man or something like
Yeah.
that. That's what I heard. So no, none of us got to hit yet, but I'm pretty
You
sure
won the
once.
Silver Slugger when we were sophomores, right, in high school. We were at
I-
the.
You did win
You
Silver
did,
Slugger
yeah,
that
you
year.
did. We were at the award ceremony. I think
And
you won.
Brian, dude, who won the Golden Wing that year? Or no, you won the Wing,
Yeah.
didn't you? Who
Yep.
won silver? Oh,
Cleaned
Luke. I
house.
think it was Luke Hohenstein or
Probably.
something.
Honestly, to keep it bug with you, I really could never hit ever.
Silver Slugger.
Well, the thing was, I never took hitting seriously. In the summer, all summer I would just pitch because I was trying to get on the
He was
radar
never
for
gonna pay you the
pitching.
money.
Right, and then I would just show up to high school ball, just take my swings and go. So I never really took hitting seriously, especially this guy over here. This man took hitting serious.
Go home and hit 400 balls off the tee.
Yeah, that is different type of work ethic. But nah, man, straight just a pitcher.
and it's funny because you were really good at it too. But I remember we had that conversation, man. You were like, "Yo, man, I'm done practicing hitting, man. I'm going all in on the pitching thing." And of course, at the time, me being super judgmental, was like, "Oh, that's stupid. You're hitting and stuff." But it's funny that you say that because 2 nights ago, and I didn't get offended when my mom said this, but she's like, because she knows all the struggles I've been through, just trying to hit at the Division I level. But, dude, so Kyle Gibson hit a home run in the Phillies game, right? And we're like, yo, American League pitcher just hit a home run in the game. She's like, oh, it's so amazing, like a pitcher hitting a home run. And she goes, I wonder if they're going to give Zach a chance to hit in the major leagues. Like, he was such a good hitter in high school.
Hey.
I'm like, Mom, he batted, and I called you out a little bit. I'm like, Mom, he batted like 268 senior year, bro. Like, he ain't. And she's like, oh, CJ, I didn't mean to offend you. I'm like, yeah, Mom, screw your son who's been working on hitting his whole life, and you're just going to say Zach who hasn't hit in 5 years.
Dude,
I'm like, Mom, it's a different kind of, like, and listen, when you are playing for the Marlins, like, I guarantee you're going to get some good hits. But
we'll see.
And she was gassing you up, dog.
Yeah, bro. You know I love her too, bro. You know I love her too.
Yeah.
But that's like that's like one of my second moms, bro. But dang, what else is? Oh, I took BP the other day.
Yeah.
Or not the other day. This was like in spring training, so it was like quite a bit ago. But dude, it looked like I haven't seen. It looked like I didn't know how to. I'd never hit a ball in my life before. I didn't get a ball out of the cage. I didn't get a ball out of the cage.
Really?
Not one out of the cage.
I'll hit the turtle, pop them all straight up.
All of them, dude. Like, it was honestly like really embarrassing.
Oh wait, I got a question for you because I think I saw this on Twitter, but I'm not 100% sure. Did Adam Duvall like hit a home run off of you or something?
He smacked, dude. That dude smacked a ball to like the fence against me. I don't think he hit it out, but I know it was like, and nobody was playing the field, so like,
Yeah.
and he wasn't running or anything. But he smacked that ball. Oh yeah.
Was that like your first like, oh shit, like I'm in the big leagues moment? Because like, dude, he used to be a dog.
Dude, he still is a dog. You know how many
it's like
jacks?
30 bombs.
Yeah.
Dude,
Wait, did you get any actual innings in Big Spring or no?
No.
Did you pitch in
They
live
didn't-
ABs or did you do any
yeah.
of that?
Oh, yeah.
So who did you face?
Miguel Rojas. I faced him. Jazz. You know Jesus Aguilar.
Yeah.
Jesus Aguilar. I actually struck him out.
Really?
Which was high. Oh, Starling Marte.
He's listening to the
Oh,
podcast
yeah,
right now,
yeah,
just
like-
fuming.
Yeah, he's probably. Probably. You know Marte, Starling Marte. He went
Yeah.
to the A's. Yeah. Well, I also was kind of nervous, bro, because I don't know if y'all know this, but the balls are different. The baseballs. So like they're a little harder to grip, like the big league balls.
A little lower seam. Yeah.
A lot lower.
Yeah,
It almost fit. The best way to describe it, bro, is like it feels like a cue ball. You guys know like a cue ball that you play pool with. Yeah. It almost feels like a cue ball, bro. So that's why when like they took like the stick away and stuff, I was like, all right, well, I guess we're just gonna have to find a way to get a grip on this baseball, you know, and just kept it going. But the balls are different, and I never thought that would ever be a thing. Growing up, that the baseballs would be different, but
That's
they
gotta
are.
be a cool feeling though. Like you strike out Aguilar, because like in the same sense, Duvall hits a bomb. You're like, oh shit, welcome to the bigs. But then you strike out a big leaguer who had successful seasons, and it's like, I can hang with these guys. Like,
Dude, yeah. And at the end of the day, it's not about your stuff anymore. Everybody at the level has good stuff. It's just about like your execution. It's just about like your mental approach. It has nothing to do with how good your breaking ball is, how hard you throw. Because, dude, I've seen 100 get smacked around the field. Easy.
It's crazy too, man.
Easy money, bro. Like it looks like 90 to these guys. And like that's when like I started realizing like, okay, maybe I don't need to focus as much on on like throwing 100. Maybe I should just focus on like execution. And I'm sure that will take me further than throwing hard, you know.
So how cool is it being in big league spring training and compare that to like other levels of the minor leagues? Like
Dude,
kind
it
of
was
tells us
sick.
how living is.
It was a different life, man. Different pay. We got to ride around in golf carts in minor league spring training, you have to run to every field. Now there's like 20 fields, bro. So from the spring training complex all the way to like field 20, you have to run. That's like a mile run, bro. And you have to get there at a certain time. The big league camp though, you just get rode around in golf carts like all day from field to field. And you just get out and just do it. You can wear whatever you want. It's crazy. The big leaguers got treated like big leaguers. And honestly, it's just like insane motivation just to get to that point. Because it's like, dang, dude, like these guys get treated like royalty up here. And then next thing you know, They send us down to minor league camp, and then you're running miles every single day to these fields, and you're already sweaty and you're already tired as hell from running to this field before you even practice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Zach, you weren't the only pitcher in this room here. CJ, you want to talk about the Penargil experience?
So
I was catching for you.
I'll set the stage. 11 U All-Stars.
We go up big.
Elimination game versus Penn Argyle. CJ Pacheco on the bump. So I step on the bump, right? We're up. I think we're up like a run or two, right? This is literally Richie's last inning.
No, we were up by like 8.
All right, this is Richie's last ever inning playing baseball. Like, last ever inning, bro. Richie's behind the plate, dude.
Done.
I pitched in the game before against Stroudsburg, but you were on the 12U All-Star team, or the 10U team at the time, but I had no idea who you were. So, we had, like, the worst inning, man. I remember our first baseman tripped over first base. I remember our shortstop, I'll just say it was Kyle, dude. Kyle missed, like, 3 ground balls, bro, at short, dude. And Matt dropped like 2 balls in center field, bro. I walked a bunch of guys, dude. And I remember, dude, this mom was just hounding me, dude. Hounding this little 11-year-old, bro. She's like, this guy sucks. Dude, I remember, and of course I was 11, so I let it get to me. I remember I flipped the ball to Richie at home plate.
Yeah, and it just hits me right in the glove, and I drop it.
Oh,
and the guy scores.
So
Richie's like, I'm done with this.
So, dude, I remember I was so dramatic about it, bro. I knew we were 1 run away from the 10-run rule, dude. And, of course, when you're 11, you think you can come back from everything. I'm like, dude, we just need a chance.
We just gave him like
just give us a chance.
We gave him like 17 runs in half an inning.
So I lobbed this dude a fastball when he popped it straight up in the air. And because we were doing so bad that inning, I remember I dropped to my knees on the mound, and I just watched this ball. Dude, I remember I just watched this ball drop into center field, dude. I remember Matt gave it like a half-ass attempt at a dive, and it just dropped, dude. And I just fell face first into the dirt, dude. And I started bawling my eyes out, dude. And Richie's like, thank God this is over.
The whole team's crying. Our coach is like, take a lap around the field. Everyone's crying, and I'm just smiling from cheek to cheek because I'm like, I'm done.
Oh, well, guys.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to play.
You knew you were out of
He's
there,
like,
bro.
my dad said I had to play, and now it's over. Now I'm done.
I'm dead.
And then,
That's funny.
and then, dude, Richie's team then in basketball that year, dude, was unreal, man. Yeah, dude, it was that was 6th grade baseball,
Richie, you should have played football with us, bro.
I should have.
I mean, you would.
If I could go back, I definitely would have.
Dude, honestly, Bobby, I think about this all the time, bro. Like, now that we're at this point in like our lives and stuff, I wish I would have just stuck it out, bro. Low key, football. What do you think?
Yeah,
just a little bit longer, right?
Yeah. I think you still could have played football and still been on the same path with baseball.
Right.
To be honest.
I just
high risk.
I can't blame you for focusing on.
Yeah, but like at the time, how are you feeling about that? I mean, at the time, because I remember at the time, Coach, what's his face, Culkin. Was it Culkin?
Culkin,
the coach?
Culkin was a varsity coach.
Dude, that was tough, bro.
You know, we had Riker too, but I think he was like nervous about you. I think that's part of the reason why he moved to Florida. So
yeah,
when
100%,
when you stopped playing too, we didn't really have a quarterback left.
I mean, that I
were
think,
like, "Oh, Joel, can you play quarterback?" And he was like, "Yeah, I guess."
And then he snapped his arm in half.
This is what I think about with
it was
that.
like, all right, next up.
I wasn't trying to leave y'all out to dry. Don't get me wrong. Like, definitely, that was not the intention. But at the same time, I knew that. I mean, Jacob was coming up, bro. I knew.
But Jake wasn't a quarterback at the time.
But he was trying to become the QB, and I was like, "Hey, listen, bro, you're about to be a sophomore. I'm not trying to get hurt. I'm out here trying to go do this baseball thing. Jake's just gonna fill in, and then your team is gonna be just nasty." Mm-hmm. And then things happen.
And then we weren't nasty.
Yeah, but I mean, Bobby was good.
Bobby was good.
As long as Bobby was good, bro.
But dude, if that team plays against the competition that they're playing against today, they go 10-0.
100%.
Or maybe they don't beat Easton and Parkland.
I think we actually win more than 3 games in basketball too.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Dude, if you would have played basketball, bro, we would have won more than 0 conference games our senior year, bro.
Zach was good enough to.
Hey, we should have beat Strasburg.
Ultra competitive, baby. Dude, that was heartbreaking, man. You guys remember? Were you at that game? When we were playing Strasburg, bro, they were a playoff team, right? They were top 5 seeds in the EPC, dude. And we actually played to our potential that day. Right? We actually played to our potential. And this dude runs up the court and hits a 3-pointer.
No, dude. It was like 3 seconds left. And there's a timeout. And we come out in his zone. And he just catches a ball at the top of the key.
Dude, it was from
the
like
inbound play.
5 feet behind the line,
He drills it at the buzzer. We lose by 1.
And we're just...
Dude, I got a video of you hitting a game winner.
Honesdale,
baby.
Was it Honesdale?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I got that
dude,
video
it
on my
was.
phone still.
Honesdale, because Stefan hit the shot against South, I think. Those are two of our wins junior year, bro.
But the thing was, like, okay, so sports in our area dropped off from you guys like severely, right? Like every year below you guys.
Dude, it really did.
But your year, there was no easy games in like any sport. Like everyone had Division I athletes.
We were playing
Everyone had,
1,000-point scores
Yeah, West,
every night.
West had 3 1,000-point scorers on the same team.
Yeah, they
that's
were
nuts.
nice, bro. They were nice.
How are we supposed to compete with those guys?
But dude,
no.
even with baseball, man, but it was kind of cool because we got to kind of flip the script because in baseball, that was us.
Oh, yeah.
Our senior year.
Nah,
And dude,
facts.
if you ask like all the writers that year, and dude, Logan and I talk about this all the time, and Mike, like we just kind of underperformed as a team that year a little bit because dude, we were so good. Even dude, I was talking to my like now college coach the other day about it. He's like, damn, you guys had some horses that year, man. Dude. Like, dude, we were good, man, and we rolled into Parkland, dude. Like we never ever beat Parkland, and we beat Parkland.
And hey, bro, I screwed up our last game. Now that I think about it,
I mean, I did drop a ball and
dang,
left.
dude. Now that bro, our last high school game we lost because of me.
No,
Wait, what happened?
no shot. It was a game
I
against
gave up.
Parkland at
I
Lehigh,
gave up
bro.
like 3-4 runs against
Wasn't
Parkland.
it downpouring?
Yeah,
Dude, no,
it
he
was
did-
not
Well,
good.
no, if they played the night before, they would have won.
All right, so
so
here's-
Oh, that's right.
I'll
That's
paint the
right.
picture. So
Dang.
it was supposed to be at Hackett Park, right? The district championship was always at Hackett Park, which is
Yeah.
like this awesome atmosphere in Easton. They have lights and everything. We played in front of like 3,000 people.
We went to Lehigh.
The conference semifinal when we lost to Liberty, we played in front of like I don't say 2,000 or 3,000, at least 1,000 people though, dude. It was jumping. So they moved to Lehigh and they gave us the afternoon game. They gave us like a 6 o'clock start game. But the thing is, they had a team play before at 4, and I'm like, all right, Lehigh doesn't have lights, and Lehigh's a beautiful field.
Which
Don't
is
get me wrong.
why Lehigh doesn't have lights. I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy. Maybe Mason will give him lights now. Maybe Mason Black.
Yeah,
you'll
facts.
give him some lights. But shout out Mason Black and San Francisco Giants. But
Facts.
so we go to this place. I'm like, oh, I don't feel good about this. And dude, Easton or Liberty and Emmaus, dude, played like 12 innings that day.
Yeah.
We had the biggest following that East Baseball ever had at that field, ready to watch us play baseball, and they just sent us home.
Dude, they sent us
It was
home,
the
man.
most frustrating, dude. I remember, like, there were people I knew, and I definitely, handle my anger a lot better now. But like senior year in high school, dude, I remember I was so visibly angry walking past people I haven't seen in years that came to watch me play. And we come back the next day and it downpours that night. And dude, everything is soaked, dude. And we go to throw it, we go to roll you back out there, but dude, like you hadn't hit anybody all year. And dude, the opposing pitcher, Mike Jenkins, dude, who ended up pitching at LaSalle and had an awesome career there, and at Parkland. Like, dude, he hit 2 guys, and he hadn't hit anybody all year. So the ball was flying all over the place. We just started making errors.
Dude,
I remember
that was
I didn't have an error all year, and I drop a ball in left field.
Dude,
And
that was a
it
tough
just
game,
bad, bro.
That was just a tough game in general, bro. It just sucks that that's how our high
Your
school.
guys' day.
It just has. I mean, that's what's so crazy about baseball, dude. Is it just can't be your. It might not be your day at that certain time, and things might just not go your way that
It's
day.
happened to me in the betting slate. Betting the Dodgers. They're like minus 300, and they just get rocked by like the Rockies. Happens,
Yeah, bro.
And dude, that's like the curse, man.
Sports.
Stuff happens.
Pocono
man.
Mountain East, dude, we've never gotten past the district semis.
I know.
Even
dude.
Logan and Mike lost the next year to Freedom in that same game at the same place, dude.
Dang.
And they definitely, I think they overperformed that year because when they lost all of us, and don't get me wrong, like they had enough guys on that team to carry them through, especially with the competition that they played, which was still good. I don't want to knock that at all, but
Yeah, that year was still good, but then after that,
Shout out to East, man.
dude, just to go
Shout
back
out
to
to
basketball, dude, we used to get slammed on, or I used to get slammed on all the time,
Yeah.
man. And now I go watch these games and not a single kid can dunk.
Yeah,
It's like
man.
unbelievable, dude.
Yeah, I would definitely say. I mean, the athleticism on the mountain's a little different now, right? I would
Well,
say.
dude, there is that kid from Pocono Mountain West. He's going to play at what's it called? At VCU.
VCU.
So
Yeah,
that's
6'11",
awesome.
isn't
Yeah, dude, that's awesome to see. And I've been talking to I talked to Coach Williams about him and stuff. So he said he's pretty legit. So I'm really excited to see because even with the big 3 out of Pocono Mountain West before, like they didn't go D1, which was a little disappointing to see. But now to see them getting a little more recognition is pretty cool.
Word.
So good for them. And Zach, like just to speak to the struggle a little bit more, because so your first job you worked wasn't very glamorous, right? And then I know you were going through some struggles at home, which you can touch on if you want. You don't have to, bro. But what were some of the things that got you through that? Because of course that was like the peak of like all of us hanging out.
Disaki and stuff, like when I was like just peak high
Yeah, you
school.
want to say
sophomore.
yeah.
I mean, shit, man. My parents just got, to put it in the simplest way, my parents just split up, and then things got tough, and then shit. I mean, I just put everything I had into a certain thing to make sure we would be okay one day. My mom did what she had to do to just provide and whatnot. My dad did what he had to do and go to Carolina, and it's just how life goes sometimes. But honestly, what made everything better was all you guys, and like just all my friends that I was around and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just remember. I mean, we used to go to your house and have full basketball,
Yeah.
Dude, those
like
are fun, man.
tournaments. Like we'd go steal that basketball hoop from the crib across
Dude,
the street,
we busted that up,
and
dude.
we would just run the full court, and like those were the times, bro.
We
Like,
play on 9-foot rims.
Do you still have
Yeah.
that video? I mean,
of course, I got that.
Dude,
video.
I have a video of Zach stuffing the crap out of you,
Yes,
bro.
that's the
Is that
video.
the video?
I gotta get rid
Dude,
of
we
that
gotta
video.
post it, dude. We gotta post it.
yeah.
Dude,
I
that was
have-
awesome.
I have the video, and Leroy's in the background. In the
Yeah.
background, he's like, "Dunk on him, Rich," and it's just like, and you just hear,
You didn't hear it, dude. We all go, oh.
yeah. But no, that's honestly what got me through. To be honest with you, just all the like the distractions. I was constantly like making sure I was doing something, so that like finally when I was able to get out on my own in college, it was easier because I knew
Yeah.
how to like like I had been so hard, like I had been shielded in all my emotions just inside, leave them inside of me, and then I just was able to deal with it better. I know how to control my emotions a little bit better, so it was just easier, you know.
You know what's pretty funny about all that is when you first moved to East from Stroudsburg, I don't want to speak for everybody, but a few of the guys I knew, we didn't like you.
Dude, I
He
know,
was
for
a
no
Stroudsburg
reason.
kid.
For no reason.
We just merged schools already because
Yeah.
it was like Barrett, PC, Swiftwater all coming together, and we were friends with Logan at the time, and Zach moves in. It's like,
Yep.
you got the Strauss, like it was always like, oh, the Stroudsburg kid.
And the rest
man.
is history, bro.
Dude, all the girls in class, dude, were all like, "Oh my God, Zach!
Oh,
Guess who
man.
just moved here? Zach McCambley." And I'm over there. I'm like, "I don't think he's so." I'm like, "I don't think he's so cool. Like, I don't know what's so cool about him." I'm like, "Hey guys, like, I do not know what's so cool about him."
Nah,
Like,
that
I'm
was
over
one
here
of- that
with
was
my
one of
buzz
the-
cut.
Yeah, that was one of the better decisions I made. Honestly, was moving to East. To be honest with you, bro, I couldn't do the Stroudsburg thing anymore, so it was just better for me and like my family to get up on the mountain. You know,
No offense, Strasburg.
no offense, Stroudsburg. You know what I'm saying?
Offense, Strasburg.
Dude, their superintendent tweets tonight. We heard that, Zach McCambley, and we are super angry with you. But did you know what's super funny about the basketball hoop thing? So I want to put it in context. Like, yeah, we jacked our neighbor's basketball hoop. It was a portable one, but it was like a rent house, and this
All the
doesn't make it
time.
any better, dude. But there was no one in the house at the time.
Yeah.
So, dude, I remember, dude, we all got up. It was me, Leroy, and someone else, dude. We got off the school bus.
How about-
last day of freshman year, bro? And I'm like, yo, Leroy, like, we got to go get this basketball hoop. He goes, what do you want to do? I'm like, we're just gonna go take it. And he's like, really? We're gonna do that? And he was all down for it. So we went and we grabbed our gator, and we like grabbed the hoop. I'm like, yo, Leroy, hang on to it. And I don't know if Jason was with us or whoever else. But and watch the cops be like, they're writing all this stuff down. Like, we got him, we got the thieves. But they definitely knew it was us.
Yeah.
But dude, I pulled the thing like on the gator. Gator was going like 15, 20 miles an hour, and we get over there, and it was one of those hoops that was weighted down with water, and we tore a hole right across the center of it. So, dude, it was busted, man. I remember we were putting like sandbags and rocks on the back of it to keep it up, and then when we went and we dropped it over at the neighbor's house, we just laid it down because there was no way for us to stand it up.
Yeah.
And then a week later, it was in the garage, so we were like, oh, they must have found out.
those were good times,
Cheater, we
man.
know you're guilty conscious. Like,
Yeah, facts.
you run over
You
the
know
median
what?
and you call your mom. How did you get through that?
Oh my gosh. All right. So junior year, bro. So this is peak, like all of us hanging out, but Rich and I, like we were hanging out
Brent.
all the time. And Brent, yeah. So this is going into senior year,
senior.
right? You know, we're driving around, dude. All right. So we went to Dunkin' Donuts first, right?
It was
And
late. You're like, all right, let me get my mom
Oh, the
a coffee.
pullover story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, the dude. It's funny because the dude had a really thick accent at the Dunkin' Donuts car wash, and I mean, I hate myself for it, but dude, we were laughing so hard because, and he's like,
You couldn't order.
and I couldn't order, and he's like, well, and then he goes, well, you guys have a splendid night, and then. And dude, this is all the way down in Stroudsburg, so we drive all the way home, man. We try to go to the Dunkin' Donuts up in like right by our
Swiftwater.
house up in Swiftwater,
Yeah.
right?
It's brand new.
And it was closed. It wasn't open. It was right when it first opened up. So again, it's brand new. I'm not used to pulling out of there. So I go to pull out, dude, and I bump the median because they're doing all the construction
He
on
says
the highway.
bump the median, but he ran right over the
I,
median. the other way.
I ran over the median. So I'm driving about to pull into Richie's house. And all of a sudden I hear, woo, like right behind me, bro. Like I hear his cop lights, and I'm like, oh my God, dude. And I start freaking out, dude. I'm like, dude, I don't
You
know
go,
what
what
to
did I
do.
do? I go, you pull over. Like,
I'm like, Richie, what do I do? He's like, we were on it. So the dude walks up. So the officer walks up to the side of the car. Right, I roll down the window, and he's like, "Good afternoon, I'm officer." I'm not gonna say his name, but he's like, "It's Officer Blank," and I very well remember the
W.
dude's name. He's like, "All right, I'm Officer this." He goes, "Blah blah 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 blah. Can I have your license and registration, please?" And I'm like, "So." dude, I didn't know how a traffic stop worked, so I kept the license in my wallet, and I just showed him. And he goes, what, are you the FBI guy? He goes, you got to take the license out of the thing. So, dude, he must have thought we were, like, smacked or,
Dude,
like,
No, dude,
drunk,
he sensed you were scared, bro.
Yeah.
There was a box of condoms in the back seat too, like right next to me. And I remember like shoving them underneath my legs and like
You hide them?
pushed them back. And I was like, I don't know why I thought it was like illegal to like have condoms. I was like, oh shit,
I would have
man.
lightened the mood.
I was sweating. I was like, oh no.
I'm going to jail, Mom.
Yeah, that's funny.
So, but then he goes, where's your registration? And I'm like, honestly,
find
officer,
it.
I don't know what it is,
Struggle through the
dude.
papers.
So I'm like looking for it, dude. I'm looking for it. I'm like, Richie, help look for it. And Richie's looking, he can't find it. And the officer's like, guys, it's like the piece of pink paper. It should be right there. Nah, flip a little bit more. So he's trying to figure it out, man. He goes, all right, guys, like, I'm just going to let you go, but I just have to do this because it's protocol. I've done 3,000 traffic stops. You know, I just want to make sure you weren't drinking or anything. Of course, like, you know.
Your eyes are going crazy.
So, dude, for those of you who don't know, I have Tourette's, right? So I twitch sometimes very uncontrollably, and I can't do it. So he was shining the light in my eyes. He goes, all right, so follow the light. Follow my finger. I'm going to shine the light in your eyes. I want you to follow the finger back and forth. And, dude, I was twitching so much. I was like, So the officer was like, all right, I see you're nervous. We're just going to try it again. And then he's like, all right, guys, I'm just going to give you a warning. And that was it. But, man, dude, what a time. And I
What a
called my
story,
mom,
bro.
dude. And I called my mom after. I'm like, Mom, I got to tell you something, dude. I thought I was going to get, like, busted,
Yeah, it
dude.
made it sound like you just freaking ran someone over. Or some
Yeah, I'm like, Mom,
so
I got pulled over by a cop and he gave me a warning because I hit the median. She's like, all right. She's like, why you calling me to tell me this? But that was it.
You missed the best part of the story.
What?
He goes, I need your address. You go, I don't know. He's like, what do you mean?
Yeah, that's right.
You're
We
like,
had just moved.
You're like,
We
I
had just
just
moved to the
moved.
new house.
He looks at me. He goes, where do you live? I'm like,
We're literally
Right
on there.
there,
We were literally right next to your driveway
right there.
when we got pulled over,
That's
bro.
my house right there.
Damn.
He's like, dude, I'm getting too old for this, man. These freaking kids, dude. I didn't know my address. I didn't know where my registration was. I didn't know I had to take my license out of the wallet, bro. We didn't even get coffee that night.
Hey, you live and you learn, brother.
Unbelievable,
You
dude.
live and
That
you
was
learn,
funny.
brother.
Unbelievable, dude.
Mom,
So
I did something really bad. That's the best part.
what? Yeah, because
Mom, I did something really bad. You're not going to forgive me. What, CJ? It's like 11:30. Well, he's like, I can't go inside until I call my mom, guys. It's like, I hit the median. I got a warning. All right, CJ. Like,
Yeah, she was like, oh, okay.
Like, all right.
don't do it again. Thank God, knock on wood. Actually, no, I've had another run in with law enforcement. That wasn't that bad. That was
CJ,
just
what
me.
have you been doing, dude?
I was going too fast.
You sell drugs?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
All these horses in my car got me going fast. No, I don't sell drugs. Why would you even say that?
Yeah,
That
you got big a little fast. What's going on there?
Yeah,
what?
I am, taking
True.
chicken
Right,
and rice
Oh,
and broccoli
there you go.
and collard greens and steak. But all right, Zach. So this is what we ended with last time. If there's one piece of advice that you had to give, right? So remember, like, we're all in the same boat out there. We're trying to help everyone out. So through all your different struggles and everything, man, what's the one piece of advice that you would give? I know it's kind of a generic question, man, but if you had one piece of advice, one thing that you wanted to say to everyone out there, what would it be?
Man. Really, I guess just going back to the failure thing is you kind of just have to, instead of fearing failure, you kind of just got to accept it and you got to take it for how it is. And you got to just keep going in anything in life, really. If you don't experience failure in your life, you're going to. Like, no matter what, you're never going to get away from it. So I think people respect you more and you gain more people's respect, even though it doesn't really matter in certain circumstances, but it does almost in other circumstances. People respect you more if, how they see when you are failing, not always how you're doing when things are going great, because it's easy to show up anywhere when things are going good, but it's how you are and how tough you are when things are not going your way. So I would really just say is just, find a support system, whether that's a group of friends, whether that's like your mom, your dad, somebody. Just find a support system, be able to talk to people, and embrace failure instead of being fearful of it. And that would be my piece of advice. Just keep going and embrace failure, because the suck is going to come. It's just how you're going to respond to the suck, no matter what in life. That goes with sports and anything in life in general.
Awesome, dude. That was awesome. So again, thanks for coming on, man. I think this went really well, man. That was great. So I want you guys to, we're going to drop this Wednesday, and we're going to have new content coming out every Wednesday, I think we agreed on. And then we're going to have another episode, and we're going to film again. We're going to have another episode coming out this weekend. Like, comment, subscribe on the video. Subscribe to all the TikTok stuff. Get that out there, guys. It would really be helpful. And last but not least, we want to hear you guys' feedback. I think I had the comments turned off on the last YouTube video accidentally. Didn't mean to silence the people, but leave comments, retweet stuff.
Yeah, whatever topic you want to hear, even if you think it's stupid, just send it to us. And we could... Either we'll talk about it or we won't. Like, feel free to do whatever, though. Nothing stupid, though.
Yeah.
Like, go for it.
Always looking for new segments, guys. But thanks again for tuning in. You guys, we got some great feedback from the first video. You guys are making this whole transition thing of starting the video, starting the podcast, and the brand a lot better. So we appreciate everything you guys do for us, and we'll be back soon, all right? So this is Brosgiving, Dad's Office with special guest Zach McCambley. Zach, we're rooting for you, buddy. Thanks for coming on, man.
True.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Appreciate it, gang.